Alright guys, I'm showing you the start of a big project I'm about to start. As you can see in our backyard here, we started a fire pit, but I more or less kind of forgot. Directly under through there, starting from the corner of the fence back there, all the way up to the house is where the cable wire is. So, what I'm about to start on is moving the fire pit from there to somewhere there. And if we go over and take a look at the back of my truck, you will be able to see a whole bunch of rock in the back of my truck. So it's about 2 or 3 in the afternoon on a Thursday. I'm guessing, well, I have an appointment Friday afternoon. I'm guessing hopefully by the end of the day, Saturday, I can have the fire pit stones all set in place right about there somewhere. But we'll see how it goes. Starting the work on the outdoor patio here. Got a 10-foot by 10-foot section marked off in red spray paint, but I'm gonna start digging up the sod here. Just another quick tip here. If you have any bare spots in your yard, this would be a great time to transplant some sod to some other areas that might be lacking in grass here. It's day 2 working on the patio and fire pit out here. As you can see, I still have a little bit of work to do getting rid of this grass. However, I was able to fill up a lot of patchy spots in the yard and backfill in with that sod, so that's good. But today, I brought out the adze, which is making a lot shorter work of getting rid of this grass and also helping me work on my golf swing a little bit. So I'm going to finish taking out this grass here. Just finished clearing out the square here where the patio is going to be. Most of the grass is out. I was able to fill up where the fire pit was with all the sod that I picked up from over here, and also a few other bare spots in the yard. So I'm going to keep that watered pretty well for the next couple weeks to make sure that it grows in. But now I'm just going to rake this up and work on getting it pretty close to level here. I'm gonna spray this area down here a little bit just to make it a little bit easier for me to level out the ground. So we've got the patio section leveled out and cleared pretty well. And if you ask a pro, he'd tell you to come out here with a tamper tool or a machine that, you know, smashes the dirt down compact. Or you may have seen people with a broom handle with a square piece at the bottom to tamp the dirt down. I don't have any of those, and if I wanted to spend the money on that equipment, I would have probably just paid a professional to come out here and do it. But since I'm out here doing it, I'm just going to use my truck, drive over it a few times, pat that dirt down. I don't see how my truck loaded down with all this rock couldn't pat down this dirt just as well as that equipment could. So we're gonna drive the truck over it, see how it does here. There you go. Pickup truck tamper down tool. It might look a little better if you have street tires, but you can see the mud tire imprint there, but it's all level. It's all compacted pretty hard. I think I've come up with a design in my head of what I want it to look like. I'm gonna start laying out the stone and seeing if it makes sense or even looks good. Alright, so I got the stone all mocked up and got approval from the boss to go ahead and finish it up. The boss, also known as the wife, but here's what it looks like right now. But not too bad. It took a while to get the spacing right, and there's one little piece that I didn't set up right, that square right there, but I'm just gonna have to fix the spacing on it to let it fall down in. But ended up looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna move the fire pit circle and then take this rubber mallet and pound in all the rocks one more time to just make sure it's all good and solid before I finalize everything with cement. So on to the next part. Alright guys, it's day 3, Saturday of this patio and fire pit build. But where I'm at now, I've triple checked all the spacing and I'm about to pour the concrete in between all the grooves, but let me show you what kind of concrete I'm going to use. The method I'm going to use will not work with every single concrete, so make sure you get this type of concrete here. Fast setting concrete mix. If you use any other kind of mix, this method that I'm going to use will not work very well and could possibly crack and all that. So if you're going to do it this way, you have to get that kind of concrete mix. What I'm going to do here is pour the concrete down into the grooves, brush it around with a broom, and then after all the cracks are full, I'm going to spray it down with a hose to get the concrete to set up. When you're sweeping this concrete down in all the cracks, you want to make sure that you go in all four directions, left, right, top to bottom, just to make sure that you get the concrete down in every little crack. You don't want to have to be breaking this concrete up and trying to redo it a second time. At this point, I pretty much have all the little nooks and crannies filled in with the concrete. And now I'm going to go over it and sweep it so you can actually see the rock face there. Otherwise, when you hit it with the water, all you'd see is the concrete. If all we wanted to see was concrete, we would have just had a concrete slab for it here. Cleaning up the rock face quickly here. To get the rest of the surface dust and debris off of this pad here, I'm going to use a blower. Alright, now that I've got most of the concrete dust blown off the surface of these rocks here, I'm going to slowly spritz the entire surface and surrounding edges with water. Not enough, your concrete won't set. Too much, it'll wash away. So if you're like me, you probably have a hose nozzle laying around that will help you do the job a little bit better. Now you can see for the first time a little bit what the finished project of the patio is going to look like here. Hitting it with that water took away all the concrete dust, and you can actually see the color of the stone here now. I'm going to hit it with the water one more time and then cover it with the tarp because it's supposed to rain this evening. It's been 24 hours since I put the cement in and watered it. It's all set pretty solid. I can jump up and down. It's not moving any of the stones, so it's all set up pretty good. Now I'm going to mock up the first base layer of the fire pit ring, make sure I have my measurements correct, and then I'm going to start laying the fire pit in. Now I've got the base layer centered on the stone patio here. I'm not going to use concrete to put the fire pit in. I'm going to use this construction adhesive that is waterproof. You don't have to cake it like you're icing a cake, but you don't want too little. Just a good little worm across each stone will do the job. Now that the base of the ring is down with the construction adhesive, I'm just going to continue around until I use up all the fire pit stones and build it up. And especially with these rough stones, you're not going to get the shape perfect, but that's kind of the beauty of it. So as long as it stays somewhat true to the shape of the circle, you'll be alright. I've got the bead down for the very last layer. I'm going to lay the last ring on the top of the fire pit here. And there you have it. Do it yourself stone patio and fire pit. Piece of cake. You can do it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or comment below, and I'd be happy to assist you or answer any questions. WHOTEEWHO! 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 I think we may add some sort of decorative touches, some chairs, gazebo, but that's the do-it-yourself stone patio and stone fire pit. Just completely finished the stone patio and fire pit area. Just wanted to show you the very finished product here.